Right now, inside you, a quiet battle is raging. You know exactly what you need to do, and yet you hesitate. Hours turn into days. Days slip into weeks. The task remains untouched, the dream suspended in silence. But listen closely. The problem isn't your laziness. It's not even your lack of motivation. The real enemy is your mindset. Today, I want to show you a simple shift. One so powerful it can pull you into unstoppable action, even when you don't feel like moving. If you don't make this shift, you will keep watching your potential slip through your fingers, year after year. But if you act, if you choose differently starting today, your life will never be the same. So lean in, breathe deep. Let's begin this journey together. There exists a fundamental misunderstanding about success, a fatal belief that says, I must first feel inspired before I can act. This single misconception destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Success is not reserved for those who feel motivated. It belongs to those who cultivate the inner discipline to act, especially when they don't feel like it. The truth is simple, yet life-changing. Motivation doesn't come before movement. Motivation follows it. Many people believe they must feel ready before they embark on their journey. They wait for the perfect day, the right opportunity, a surge of energy that may never arrive. This hesitation, this endless waiting, is the graveyard of dreams. Meanwhile, the successful operate differently. They move first. They step forward through the fog of uncertainty. And only after taking that first step does clarity begin to reveal itself. Each action uncovers new paths, new possibilities, new momentum. A young man once sought financial success. He spent years studying. He read every book, attended every seminar, mapped out every detail. Yet his plans remained frozen, unexecuted. Why? Because he waited. He waited for some invisible force to push him forward. He waited for the feeling of readiness. But he didn't realize confidence doesn't precede action. Confidence is the child of action. You cannot think your way into success. You must act your way into it. History itself proves this. Thomas Edison didn't wait for some divine inspiration to strike before perfecting the electric light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times, but each experiment brought him closer to success. His commitment to action, not motivation, shaped the future. Henry Ford didn't wait until automobiles were a proven market. He acted with conviction, stepping into uncertainty, and reshaped the world as we know it. The defining trait of these men was not their access to endless motivation. It was their discipline to act, to move, to create, regardless of how they felt inside. When a man acts, he steps into reality in a way thinking alone never allows. He sees what works, what doesn't, and what must be adjusted. Each movement kills a little bit of fear and replaces it with knowledge and strength. But the man who waits for inspiration, he stays stagnant, paralyzed, caught in an endless web of overthinking and self-doubt. The first step is always the hardest. It feels like pushing against a mountain. But the moment you take it, momentum begins to take over. The mind rewards movement with clarity. With each new step, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Consider the salesman who hesitates before making his first cold call. He sits in dread, consumed by fear. But if he forces himself to dial that first number, something remarkable happens. The fear begins to dissolve. Confidence begins to build, and each subsequent call becomes easier than the last. He didn't wait for motivation. He moved, and motivation followed him. This principle applies everywhere. The entrepreneur who launches without full certainty, the writer who begins typing before the inspiration arrives, the speaker who steps onto the stage with a trembling heart. They succeed not because they felt ready, but because they refused to let inaction dictate their destiny. The path to success is not illuminated by endless motivation. It is carved by relentless, disciplined action. The man who masters this truth understands something most never do. Waiting is the enemy of progress.
Action is the architect of destiny. He moves, knowing that motivation will always catch up to those already running.
Fear is the silent assassin of dreams. It lurks at the edges of every ambition, whispering its poisonous doubts. What if you fail? What if you're not good enough? And slowly, if you listen, it wraps its cold fingers around your spirit. But hear this truth. Fear is a liar. Most of the things you fear will never happen. And even if they do, you will survive. You will endure. And you will emerge stronger. Fear thrives only in the unknown. It multiplies in hesitation. It feeds on inaction. But the moment you move toward it, something incredible happens. Fear begins to shrink. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it. When you choose to face fear head-on, you strip it of its illusion. You discover that the monster guarding your dreams was nothing more than a shadow. Think of the worst-case scenario. Can you handle it? The answer, almost always, is yes. Human beings are infinitely more resilient than they realize. Failure is not fatal. Mistakes can be corrected. Losses can be recovered. And in the rare case that things go truly wrong, the lessons gained will become the foundation for your greatest future victories. Fear feeds on hesitation. Procrastination is fear's closest ally. The longer you delay, the more terrifying action appears. Your mind magnifies imagined dangers until they seem insurmountable. But the only way to dissolve fear is to move. Action is the antidote to fear. Even small, imperfect actions chip away at the fortress fear tries to build around you. Picture fear like a towering wall. From a distance, it looks vast, intimidating, impenetrable. But as you approach, you begin to see cracks, imperfections, weaknesses. And when you finally act, when you finally start climbing, you realize the wall was never as tall as it seemed. Fear is an illusion. It deceives you into believing you cannot move forward, when in reality the only thing holding you back is your own hesitation. Look at Edwin C. Barnes. He dreamed of becoming Thomas Edison's business partner, yet he had no money, no connections, no clear path. Many would have said it was impossible. Many would have let fear dictate their fate. But Barnes took action. He boarded a freight train, broke and unknown, and marched into Edison's office. He declared his dream boldly, without hesitation. He was given a lowly job at first, far from partnership, but he stayed close to opportunity. He refused to let go of his vision. And years later, when the right moment came, Barnes seized it. He became one of Edison's key associates, building a fortune alongside him. His story is proof. Fear loses its grip when you move decisively. The question is not whether fear will appear. It always does. The question is whether you will move through it. How do you overcome fear? Simple. Face it head on. Act immediately. Break your goal into small steps. Tackle them relentlessly. Each step weakens fear's hold. Each action carves a new path forward. Soon what once seemed impossible becomes just another obstacle you learn to crush. Fear only has power if you let it. The greatest enemy of your future is not failure. It's refusing to try. You have a choice. Will you let fear dictate your destiny, or will you face it, defy it, and build the life you were meant to live? Choose action. Choose courage. Choose growth. How many times have you whispered to yourself, "I'll start tomorrow"? And how many times has tomorrow turned into next week, next month, next year? Meanwhile, your dreams gather dust. Your potential sits idle. Procrastination is a silent killer. It doesn't announce its arrival. It doesn't shout warnings. It sneaks in quietly, masquerading as preparation, as waiting for the right moment, as perfectionism. But here's the hard truth. The perfect moment you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can take control of your life. Procrastination steals your future one excuse at a time. It convinces you that you're being smart by delaying, that you're getting ready, that you're being careful. But every delay strengthens the chains that hold you back. The only escape is action. Messy, imperfect, immediate action. One imperfect step forward is worth more than 100 perfect intentions. Don't wait for everything to align. Just start. Right now, right where you are, with whatever you have. Use the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll work on your task for just 5 minutes. No pressure, no expectation, just 5 minutes. Once you begin, you'll often keep going. Because momentum is powerful. It transforms dread into energy. It transforms resistance into progress. The hardest part of any task is simply starting. Once you break through the initial resistance, you enter a flow that pulls you forward naturally. But it doesn't happen by thinking. It happens by doing. Discipline is your anchor. Distractions are everywhere. Endless scrolling, notifications pinging, the easy lure of entertainment. If you don't master your environment will master you. Set clear boundaries. Break big goals into small steps. Prioritize consistency over perfection. It's not about giant heroic effort once in a while. It's about showing up every day, even in small ways, especially when you don't feel like it. Accountability is your ally. Tell someone your goals. Track your actions. Write things down. Public commitment fuels private discipline. Remember, the difference between those who succeed and those who drift away into regret is not talent. It's not intelligence. It's action, taken daily, consistently, relentlessly. Time is your most precious resource. Every moment wasted is a moment you will never recover. Your future is being shaped right now by what you choose to do or what you choose to delay. Will you keep waiting, or will you seize this moment? The clock is ticking. The choice is yours. Discipline is often misunderstood. It is not punishment. It is not misery. True discipline is an act of self-love. It is the silent declaration that says, I am worth the effort. My dreams are worth the work. My future is worth the sacrifice. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to suffer. It's about training yourself to win. Every time you show up for yourself, when no one is watching, when the excitement is gone, when it's easier to quit, you are building a sacred trust within yourself. And that trust is the foundation of confidence. The key to lasting discipline is not about overwhelming yourself with impossible expectations. It's about reinforcing tiny daily habits that over time lead to undeniable victory. The first time you step into discomfort, your mind rebels. It screams for escape. It urges you to seek comfort. It begs you to return to the known. But if you resist, if you stay the course, you begin to rewire your brain. You teach yourself that discomfort is not death. It is the birthplace of growth. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes second nature. What once felt unbearable becomes your new standard. You develop resilience. You develop mental toughness. You become a person who doesn't fold when the storm comes, but a person who stands taller in it. Discipline means doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. If you rely on motivation, you will be at the mercy of your emotions. You'll act only when you feel good and stop the moment discomfort arises. Motivation is like the wind. It comes and goes. But discipline is the engine that keeps moving even against the wind. It's a conscious decision. When the alarm goes off, I rise. When it's time to work, I work. When challenges come, I face them. There is no negotiation. There is no bargaining. You don't ask yourself how you feel. You simply act. This is the secret of the successful. They are not the ones who are perpetually motivated. They are the ones who act despite feeling tired, discouraged, uncertain. Success is not about a grand, heroic effort once in a while. It's about the small, unglamorous actions repeated consistently, day after day, even when it's boring, even when no one notices. Consistency is the bedrock of greatness. Anyone can be motivated for a week. Anyone can start strong. But few endure when the glamour fades. Few persist when the applause is gone. The world is full of people who started with enthusiasm and abandoned their dreams when the road grew rough. The ones who finish, the ones who build legendary lives, are those who mastered discipline. Discipline is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it grows. Like any muscle, it requires deliberate repetition and effort. Start small. Wake up when you say you will. Keep your promises to yourself. Show up, even when it's inconvenient. These small victories compound. They create a quiet knowing deep inside you. I can trust myself. And from that knowing comes a force that cannot be shaken. The greatest rewards in life go to those who do what needs to be done long after the excitement is gone. Anyone can start. Very few finish. True discipline is not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's a daily, private battle, fought and won in the unseen hours. Discipline is the bridge between goals and reality. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, anything becomes possible. Discipline is not a curse. It is the ultimate gift. It is the highest act of self-respect, the purest form of self-love. Discipline is how you rise. Discipline is how you win. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Every life, no matter how beautiful from the outside, carries its share of storms. Pain can either break you or it can build you, and the choice is yours. When adversity strikes, you have two options: succumb to the weight or rise, stronger, sharper, and more relentless than ever before. Pain is a fire. It can consume you if you let it, or it can forge you into something greater. Growth never happens in comfort. Comfort zones are where dreams wither and die. It's the hard days, the battles fought in silence, the heartbreaks endured without applause, that shape you into someone unstoppable. Every person you admire, every success story you celebrate has been forged in pain. They faced rejection, they suffered loss, they endured failures, some private, some public. But they didn't crumble. They turned their pain into power. They let adversity sharpen their minds, deepen their spirits, harden their resolve. Pain sharpens, pain refines, pain awakens. The next time life knocks you down, remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning. This is where transformation happens. Discomfort is the birthplace of evolution. When you feel pain, you are standing at the edge of who you were and who you are about to become. Step into it. Let it stretch you. Let it break your limits. Let it teach you. Those who run from pain spend their lives trapped by it. Those who embrace pain rise beyond it. They become the rare few who cannot be broken. Reframe your struggle. Pain is not punishment. It is a sacred invitation to rise higher. Think of the most resilient people in history, the legends, the trailblazers, the icons. They all had one thing in common. They turned their pain into power. They took rejection and turned it into resilience. They took loss and turned it into wisdom. They took failure and used it as a stepping stone. And you can too. You have a fire inside you. You have a strength you have not yet met. But to reach it, you must walk through the fire. When life tests you, and it will, do not shrink. Stand tall, face the storm, and remind yourself, pain is not here to destroy me. Pain is here to build me. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it sharpen you. Because in the end, pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Imagine setting out on a journey without a destination. You wander, you drift, you lose precious time and energy, and you never truly arrive. Life without clear goals is no different. If you don't know exactly where you're going, you will be pulled in 1,000 different directions, spreading your energy thin, never truly gaining ground. Goals give you direction. They give you purpose. They anchor you amidst the noise of the world. But vague dreams like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, are not enough. They lack the structure necessary for achievement. Vague dreams produce vague results. You must define your goals with precision. What exactly do you want? When do you want it by? How will you measure your progress? The clearer your destination, the easier it becomes to chart your path. Once your goals are defined, break them down into actionable steps. A grand vision can feel overwhelming at first, like standing at the base of a towering mountain. But when you deconstruct that vision into small, manageable tasks, it becomes achievable, one step at a time. Each small win builds momentum. Each small victory reinforces belief. However, setting goals is not enough. You must act. You must move every single day, even if it's just one small task, one email, one decision, one effort. Consistency compounds over time. The most successful individuals are not the smartest. They're not the most naturally talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who refuse to drift aimlessly. A goal without action is just a wish. A goal without a plan is just a fantasy. You must create a roadmap. Write your goals down, not just in your mind, but physically, on paper, in a journal, on your wall. Writing goals crystallizes intention. It strengthens commitment. It turns dreams into visible, tangible missions. Studies prove that those who write down their goals are far more likely to achieve them. Break your big goals into monthly targets, weekly priorities, daily action steps. Progress, not perfection, must be your obsession. There will be setbacks, there will be detours, but goals give you a compass, and as long as you keep moving toward them, you will find your way. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect day, only wastes time. Progress beats perfection every time. Learn from mistakes, adjust your path, but keep moving. Accountability is your secret weapon. Tell someone your goals. Track your results. Be honest with yourself. If needed, find a mentor, a coach, a partner who will hold you to your promises. Small wins matter. Celebrate them. Each milestone is proof that you are capable. Each success, no matter how small, builds the foundation for larger victories. Success is not a lightning strike. It is the accumulation of thousands of small steps taken day after day, year after year. Define your goals. Map your path. Take action every day. Success is not luck. It is the inevitable outcome of relentless commitment. Your mindset is the bedrock of everything you do. It is the soil from which all your actions, habits, and results grow. A weak mindset is like a house built on sand. It collapses under pressure. It crumbles at the first sign of difficulty. But an unbreakable mindset, it thrives in adversity. It sees challenges not as threats, but as stepping stones. Every challenge you face is an invitation to rise, to grow, to evolve. Life will test you. It will throw setbacks, failures, and hardships into your path. If your mind is fragile, you will see these trials as signs that you should quit. But if your mind is strong, you will see these trials as necessary steps in your transformation. Failure isn't a sign of weakness. It's a forge. It shapes you. It reveals where you must grow. Those who succeed aren't those who avoid failure. They are those who embrace it, learn from it, and rise again, stronger. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't do this, you build a reality around limitation. But if you speak to yourself with strength, I will find a way. I am capable. I am unstoppable. You create a reality where resilience thrives. The mind is powerful. It can be your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy. Feed it wisely. A growth mindset is your greatest weapon. It sees potential where others see defeat. It sees lessons where others see mistakes. It sees possibility where others see obstacles. Your abilities are not fixed. They are flexible, malleable, capable of endless expansion if you choose to nurture them. Strengthen your mindset daily. Just like the body needs good nutrition, your mind needs good input. Surround yourself with positivity, people who believe in growth, books that ignite your ambition, messages that empower and expand you. Cut out negativity ruthlessly. Toxic influences poison the soil of your mind. Guard your energy as if your future depends on it, because it does. Success isn't reserved for the most gifted. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. Talent is wasted when mindset is weak, but even average skill becomes powerful when backed by an unbreakable mind. Train your mind, strengthen your spirit, feed your dreams, starve your fears. Challenges will come, but they will not defeat you. Failures will happen, but they will not define you. Doubts will creep in, but they will not control you, because you have built a mind that cannot be broken. You are not just the product of your decisions. You are also the product of your environment. You become like the people you spend the most time with. Their mindset shapes yours. Their standards influence yours. Their habits become contagious. If you surround yourself with complainers, procrastinators, and excuse makers, you will slowly, without even realizing it, adopt their mindset. Negativity spreads like a virus. It justifies inaction. It normalizes mediocrity. It poisons your potential. But when you surround yourself with winners, with people who challenge you, who expect more from you, who refuse to let you settle, everything changes. Excellence becomes your new normal. Growth becomes your natural state. Energy is contagious. Every conversation, every interaction either builds you or drains you. Choose your circle wisely. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate your environment. This requires courage. It means cutting ties with relationships that drain you. It means walking away from people who are comfortable being stuck. It means seeking out mentors, those who have walked the path you aspire to travel. Mentors shorten your learning curve. They offer wisdom born from experience. They challenge your thinking. They call you higher. Beyond mentorship, actively build relationships with ambitious, positive, disciplined individuals. Surround yourself with those who push you when you feel like giving up. Remind you of your purpose when you lose sight. Celebrate your victories without envy. Hold you accountable without mercy. Their presence will become your catalyst for transformation. Your inner circle determines your trajectory. Surround yourself with action takers, and you will become an action taker. Surround yourself with excuse makers, and you will become one of them too. Audit your environment ruthlessly. Who adds energy to your life? Who drains it? Who challenges you? Who anchors you in the past? Your future demands an environment that nurtures your potential. Protect it fiercely. Choose people who see your greatness even when you doubt it. Choose people who demand your best when you want to give your least, because life is too short to be held back by small-mindedness. Your dreams are too big to be suffocated by excuses. Surround yourself with winners, and you will rise to greatness. Time is the one resource you can never replace. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But once time is spent, it is gone forever. How you use your time determines the quality of your life. Most people don't lack time. They lack focus. They lack intention. The most successful individuals in the world have the same 24 hours as everyone else. They are not magicians. They are masters of time. The first step to mastering time is awareness. Track your days. Notice how much time is lost to distractions, how much to meaningless scrolling, how much to activities that don't move you forward. You might be shocked at how much is being stolen from your dreams. Time thieves come disguised as harmless habits. You must become ruthless with your minutes. Eliminate anything that doesn't serve your purpose. Learn to say no. Stop reacting to your day. Start designing it. Plan your days in advance. Each night, define your top priorities for tomorrow, your mission for the day, your critical actions. When you wake up, you should already know what battles to fight. Break big goals into small, manageable tasks. Chunk your time into focused blocks. Deep work without distraction. Protect these blocks like sacred ground. Technology is a double-edged sword. It can amplify your progress, or it can suck your attention dry. Disable notifications. Set screen time limits. Use apps that block distractions if needed. Protect your focus like a king guards his throne. Because focus is how empires are built. Discipline bridges the gap between dreams and reality. Deadlines are your friends. They create urgency. They force movement. They beat procrastination. Don't wait until you feel like it. Act because you said you would. Time is not just about productivity. It's about purpose. It's about trading each minute for something that matters. Every moment you waste is a moment stolen from your future. Master your time. Master your destiny. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary ingredient. Every successful person you admire has failed, more times than you can imagine. They have fallen. They have stumbled. They have crashed and burned. But they understood something most miss. Failure is not fatal. Failure is feedback. Each setback is a signal. Something needs adjusting. Something needs refining. A better way must be found. The only true failure is quitting before learning the lesson. Society glorifies the destination but hides the struggle. You see the awards, the victories, the highlight reels. But behind every triumph stands a mountain of failures no one talks about. Understand this. Failure is the forge where greatness is crafted. Every stumble teaches resilience. Every misstep refines your path. Every heartbreak strengthens your spirit. View failure differently, not as a wall blocking your way, but as a guidepost pointing you forward. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. The faster you learn, the faster you succeed. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. When asked about it, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found thousands of ways that won't work." What if you embraced failure the same way? What if every rejection made you stronger, every mistake made you wiser? You would become unstoppable. Because failure isn't the end, it's the path. The only real failure is the failure to persist. Everything else is progress. Right now, you stand at a crossroads. You can continue to drift, continue to wait for the perfect moment, continue to make excuses, or you can decide today is the day. The day you stop talking and start doing. The day you stop waiting for permission and start claiming your future. There will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never be ideal. You will never feel 100% ready. The ones who succeed are not the ones who waited. They are the ones who moved forward, despite fear, despite doubt, despite uncertainty. Success is not an accident. It's a decision made over and over again to act, to persist, to refuse to quit. You don't have to be fearless to start. You just have to be willing. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Small beginnings lead to massive transformations. Start small if you must. Start messy if you must. But start. Every day you wait, you lose ground. Every day you hesitate, you drift further from your destiny. You were born to create. You were born to build. You were born to rise. But it won't happen without action. The time is now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now decide today to move forward, to break the chains, to step boldly into the life you were meant to live. Because your future depends on what you do next, not what you wish. Not what you hope, what you do. The decision is yours. Choose action. Choose discipline. Choose greatness. Your time is now.